Do you guys know the top 5 NBA free agency signings that would make the biggest impact? Well, keep watching this video to find out. The first free agency signing would be Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat. One of the first moves that took place once the floodgates opened in free agency was the sign and trade of Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat. In the days leading up to the free agency, there were rumors about the Heat making a strong push to acquire the veteran point guard from the Toronto Raptors. Even though we have yet to get the details of the sign and trade, Lowry is headed to Miami to pursue another ring before his career comes to a close. Both sides are likely still hashing out the specifics of the trade until deals can be made official on Friday. Adding Lowry was a fantastic move for the Heat, as they desperately needed someone that could create for others, create his own shot and space on the floor. Lowry can take pressure off of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo on the offensive end while being a pest on the defensive end, something that would certainly please Eric Spoelstra. Miami re-signed Duncan Robinson, extended Butler, signed PJ Tucker, but the sign and trade of Lowry is what could propel the Heat back into contention in the Eastern Conference. Up next, we got DeMar DeRozan with the Chicago Bulls. Ahead of free agency, DeMar DeRozan made it clear that he wanted to go somewhere that could give him an opportunity to win a ring. Despite DeRozan's comments on possibly taking a discount to join a title contender, I don't believe many of the top-tier teams expressed much interest as he thought they would. So instead of teaming up on the Heat, Los Angeles Lakers, or Los Angeles Clippers, DeRozan elected to make the jump to the Chicago Bulls via sign and trade. The Bulls have been active in free agency thus far, acquiring Lonzo Ball in a sign and trade, signing Alex Caruso, and inking a deal with DeRozan. Even though DeRozan doesn't bring efficient shooting from outside, he's still a player that averaged 21.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, and a career-best 6.9 assists with the San Antonio Spurs in 2020 to 2021. DeRozan's mid-range game and his ability to facilitate as a wing player should work well with Ball, Zach LaVine, and Nikola. Up next, we got Patty Mills to the Brooklyn Nets. After listing some obvious choices, let's get into some of the cheaper signings that could end up being marquee signings for the numerous teams. Given the makeup of the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, they're strapped with cap space. Nevertheless, after bringing back Blake Griffin and Bruce Brown, the Nets were able to win the Patty Mills sweepstakes. There were a few notable teams showing interest in Mills, but the longtime backup of the Spurs chose to take his talents to Brooklyn. Mills fills multiple needs for the Nets, including the backup point guard role to Irving and having someone on the bench that can shoot the ball, especially after trading Landry Shamet to the Suns. As long as Brooklyn's big three can remain healthy, Mills should play a pivotal role in their aspirations of competing for a championship. Up next, we got Reggie Bullock with the Dallas Mavericks. At this point in the offseason, the tides have seemingly turned for the Dallas Mavericks, as it appears that Kristaps Porzingis will get at least one more season to prove he can fit alongside Luka Doncic. While I would have personally moved on from him already, the Mavericks have made some under-the-radar signings that could pan out. Besides re-signing Tim Hardaway Jr. and fan favorite Boban Marjanovic, Dallas agreed to a deal with Reggie Bullock, formerly of the New York Knicks. Adding more shooting around Doncic was a necessity this offseason, and Bullock definitely excels in that area. Amid New York's run to the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference this season, Bullock recorded 10.9 points per game on 41% shooting from deep and 90.9% shooting from the charity stripe. Getting Bullock improves the depth on the wings for Mavericks, now giving them a solid group of Hardaway, Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, Sterling Brown, Josh Green, and Tyler Bey. Finally, we got Kendrick Nunn to the Los Angeles Lakers. When the Los Angeles Lakers made a blockbuster trade to acquire Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards, everyone was curious to see how they'd fill the rest of their roster. Simply put, Rob Pelinka has done a remarkable job filling the gaps on the Lakers, putting together a team that could be the biggest threat in the Western Conference now. Altogether, Los Angeles had Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk, and they were able to re-sign Talen Horton-Tucker. But the most surprising signing was Kendrick Nunn, who's expected to get more than the 2-year, $10 million contract he signed with the Lakers. Over the past 2 seasons, while he's been a liability on defense, Nunn has been a key scorer for the Heat. In those 2 seasons, Nunn has notched 15 points and 3 assists per game while knocking down 36.4% of his outside attempts. Besides Nunn's streaky scoring, his ability to handle the ball is going to be a valuable asset for the Lakers, especially when Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis aren't on the floor.
Not just blowout minutes.
Again, Nunn just had such a good rookie year. Feeds off. Lakers don't have a foul to give. Nunn drives, gets inside, and well, he'd come back as an opponent and get booed every time at the Staples Center, but this year he played his role beautifully.
He's always had their attention, Eric Spoelstra has, but there's a humbling to getting blown out.
And if you're just tuning in, the Heat started off beautifully. They had a 13-point lead in the first quarter. Gorgeous pass from Iguodala, and Kendrick Nunn finished.
You know what I remember about Coach Riley talking about that game?
Wow. Kendrick Nunn kicks it out. Andre Iguodala, three-point.
Well,
mind and a great guy to play for.
Absolutely. His hero shot blocked. Contavious Caldwell Pope Olynyk kicks it back out. Nunn trying to keep his rhythm lead. 8.5 remaining. But he has really struggled in the limited minutes he's had until tonight now, just finding a nice bounce to his step, nice rhythm. He's 6.
Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which of these signings surprised you the most. I'll see you guys next time and have a great day. Peace.